Welcome back to the Clean My Space channel. My name is Melissa Meeker and I am an accidental cleaning expert, which means I hate cleaning, but I know a lot about it after over 16 years in the industry. And today I want to talk about a big lesson for me, which was learning how to use my vacuum, but more importantly, learning what all the vacuum attachments were for so that I could maximize the time I spent doing, frankly, one of my least favorite cleaning tasks. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel, and a quick thank you to Dyson Canada for partnering with us on this video. Now, in this video, you'll see me using two of my vacuums. I've got the Dyson Outsize Plus, which is a full-size cordless vacuum, and then I've got the Dyson Ball Animal 3, which is a full-size corded vacuum. That being said, a lot of these tools translate into other vacuum styles and brands. So what you see here today should apply to you regardless of the type of vacuum that you're using. First and foremost, a vacuum is a floor cleaning tool. So let's look at what actually cleans our floor surfaces. Now, we have to be considerate of both hard floor surfaces, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, etc., and soft floor surfaces, carpet, rugs, etc. So we've got a variety of different heads that can handle both or one. So this right here is the Digital Slim Fluffy Head. This is designed specifically to work on hard floor surfaces, and the big clue is the fluffy brush. Now this one also happens to have a laser which illuminates dirt on hard floor surfaces. I love this feature, but let's say your vacuum comes with an attachment that looks like this. This is also for hard floors, and you would use this with your attachment wand. This is something that gives you great suction, but you have the protection of the soft bristles so that you're not going to get scratching from a beater bar on your floors. And its slim profile allows you to get under upholstery into awkward corners, and you also have pretty good length so you can get some nice brush strokes in there without wasting too much time. And now we move on to soft surfaces, aka carpets and rugs. And this is where you're gonna need a brush that looks something like this. This is for the cordless version, and this is for the corded version. So what you're gonna notice are a few different features. You've got this, which is called the brush roll, the beater bar. It's got a few different names, but it does the same thing. And you've also got these bristles that are designed to help pull things that are stuck into the carpet. A feature I really love that we're starting to see on a lot of vacuums now are these hair removal vangs or anti-tangle combs that capture hair and string that you vacuum up. Years ago, when I was in professional cleaning and cleaning different people's homes, you would see their beater bars just full of hair, and it really affected the vacuum's ability to perform. So if your vacuum has this, rejoice, be excited. Now, something that a lot of people get caught up on is how to use this particular tool, because not all floor surfaces, soft floor surfaces, are created equal. If you have a low pile carpet, you want to move your plus minus sign over to the minus side. This is going to adjust the bristle height accordingly so that this can do its best job cleaning your floors. Low pile carpet, it's like the industrial stuff, the kind of stuff you see at your doctor's office. Conversely, if you have high pile carpet, stuff you see in plushy, fancy suburban homes, you want to flip it over to the plus side. This is going to allow the beater bar and the vacuum tool to really get in there and do its job. The other cool thing about these two is that they can actually be used on hard and soft floor surfaces. If you were to use them on hard floor surfaces, you would want to knock them down to the minus side or to the lowest side so that they can be used on low pile or flat surfaces. Next up, we've got the miniature version of these power tools. This one is the anti-tangle screw tool. This comes with the cordless vacuum, and this one is the tangle-free turbine tool, which comes with the corded vacuum. They essentially do the same thing, and in my opinion, these are underused but incredible tools because these allow you to get that same type of motorized power with the beater bar, but in small spaces. So I remember when I was a kid and I would have to schlep my vacuum all the way downstairs to upstairs and vacuum the stairs with a big old tool. It was a pain, but now you can use these tools to clean those tight carpeted areas, whether it's stairs, in a vehicle, or any other tight spot you have around the house. but you can use these small tools. It makes it much more convenient and much easier. Now this is where things get interesting because all sorts of vacuum boxes come with all sorts of different little accessories. So I'm gonna help you make sense of what you've got in the box, starting with the stubborn dirt brush. So the sign for you would be if you have a vacuum, you've got a little tool and it's got these firm bristles. This is gonna allow you to really wiggle and dig into those dirty surfaces that a regular vacuum just can't quite loosen and penetrate. Think about like using an extra firm toothbrush on your teeth if you hadn't brushed your teeth in a month, versus something like the soft dusting brush, which has these very soft, lovely, beautiful bristles to do dusting in an area where rather than using a feather duster or even a microfiber cloth, you just want to gently brush over the surface and have the dust suction right up into the vacuum. Some other configurations of soft cleaning brushes you might see: a small angle brush like this, which obviously you would attach onto a larger wand and allows you to get into those tight crevices without worrying about scratching, which is, by the way, why you would want to use a soft bristle brush. You would also see something that sort of looks like this. This is really interesting. This allows you to reach up on those awkward surfaces while still getting that soft dusting power. This too is a soft dusting brush. It's sort of this oblong shape and allows you to get things like windowsills or other areas in sort of one fell swoop, which is really nice. This one I think is pretty cool. So if you see this paddle-like brush in your vacuum kit, this is going to allow you to go under surfaces that would otherwise be very difficult to get a vacuum or another tool into. Dyson has recently come out with this brush, which is the scratch-free dusting brush. Now the cool thing about this is it is super soft. It's like makeup brush soft. So you can use this on things like electronics, really fancy pieces that you have around your house, artwork, sculptures, other delicate items. And what I love about it is it's self-cleaning. So you run your vacuum, you twist it 5 times, and it totally cleans the brush. So that's quite useful. And that kind of gives you an idea of the soft bristle tools that you have, as well as what the hard bristle tool is for. Now, a couple of other tools you might see in your vacuum box would be something like this. It's a small brush and it's got this red strip. Anytime you see a red strip or a sort of a strip like this, it might not be red, but it's sort of got this tough texture to it. It's designed to cause friction. So if you use this to rub against a soft floor surface, it's gonna lift up hair, dust, dirt, etc. Something like this is similar to the smaller tool, but this larger surface area is great for cleaning bedding and upholstery. Crevice tools. What a lovely name for a lovely tool. These are so useful. In fact, many vacuums come with a little onboarding station for your crevice tool because I think these are one of the most valuable ones to have in your vacuum kit. This is the most basic of crevice tools, and essentially you use this to get into all of those tight, awkward spaces. So between upholstery, you've got those little gaps, furniture. These come in a lot of interesting configurations that you might find in your vacuum box. We've got the large crevice tool with the attached dusting brush. So I would really like this if I were cleaning a high up surface. This gives me a nice angle, a soft bristle. I get that extension. And in a cordless vacuum, you're gonna get something similar. This is called the combo tool. Again, you get those angled bristles to clean and you can pull it down to reveal a very large and wide crevice tool. Another cool innovation that Dyson has with her crevice tool is this. It's called the awkward gap tool. I love that name. And if you've ever used a vacuum tool or a tool in general and you're like, I wish I could just kind of like go that way or like make a left. It would just be so much more efficient if it could do that. Well, that's the purpose of the awkward gap tool. It twists 22 degrees, so it allows you to get into those weird little crevices, and you've got both the brush, and if you pull the brush back down, just give me a second here, it will reveal a plain crevice tool for you. So at first I was like, I don't know about this one, but I started using it around the house and I was like, wow, there are a lot of uses for the awkward gap tool. And finally, in the crevice tool component, this is a power tool. You attach this to your cordless vacuum and it actually shoots out a light so that you can see where you're going, because frankly, a lot of crevices are dark spaces, and if you want to get the best possible clean, having an illuminated path really helps. If your vacuum comes with a pet grooming tool, or you can buy a pet grooming tool accessory, and you have a medium or long-haired pet, definitely think about using this, because if you've ever groomed your pet and noticed the amount of mess around you afterward, and perhaps you start sneezing, you will have wished that you could have vacuumed up that mess as you were grooming your pet. And that's exactly what this tool is designed to do. So essentially, you press down the button, it releases the bristles. You want to get your pet used to the sensation of grooming if they're not used to it, as well as the sound of the vacuum, although this particular one has acoustic dampening on it so that your pet is a little bit more comfortable while you're using it. Then you will brush your pet as you normally would, lift the brush away from the pet, lift up the button, and it suctions everything right into the canister, hair and dander. It's a pretty cool tool. It will take a little bit of getting used to, but the investment in time will be well worth it. If you want to learn more about any of the vacuums or tools that I used in today's video, I've got some links for you down below, but you can also visit dysoncanada.ca. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, are you a vacuum tools user right now? Has this video inspired you to try some out? And if you are a vacuum tools user, what is your favorite vacuum tool? Let me know in the comments down below. If indeed Dyson vacuums are your jam and you want to know which one is right for you, you can check out this video where I go over just that. A couple of ways you can support the Clean My Space channel. Of course, you can subscribe to it, and you can also visit Makers Clean, which is where we sell all of our premium microfiber cleaning tools. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.